Welcome to Headlines Now. Fresh assault strikes Russian-held Crimea in Ukraine-Russia conflict. On Twitter, a user of Podolyak and M tweeted, "All the missiles were shot down by the Russian air defense system, but the Black Sea Fleet headquarters in Nos Crimea was destroyed. There were no casualties as a result of the attack, but some servicemen are missing." The statements of the Russian Ministry of Defense are proof of the profound viciousness of the Russian system. People who, in other circumstances, in another society, could have been stand-up comedians, are taking the path of aggression and war crimes. Although, why be surprised if even the Ministry of Defense in this phantasmagoric country is actually the Ministry of Attacks? Putin's Russia is a kingdom of crooked mirrors and a bubble of long obsolete myths that exists solely on the fear of Western societies and the emotional memory of Cold War horror stories parasitizing on the USSR brand. But the reality is relentlessly on the heels. Crimea will definitely be demilitarized and liberated. Merchant ships will return to the Black Sea, and the Russian warships will eventually take their rightful place, turning into an iconic underwater museum for divers that will attract tourists from all over the world to a free Ukrainian Crimea. A user AudArtery12 commented, "Sooner or later, Putin will say enough is enough and inhale Ukraine with a nuclear strike. I hope it will never happen." A user Iris Volkov commented, "Another lost soul and scared to death commoner. It won't happen. Don't worry." A user Art Nobizokip commented, "Using nuclear weapons against a country like Ukraine will actually be a show of weakness on Putin's part." A user Jakar Nanajoli25 commented, "Of course, though, they can use small bombs, but it will cause just tactical damage which wouldn't stop this war, and everything that they have in Black Sea will be destroyed." A user Ijoara25765117 commented, "Well, I expect NATO to retaliate, I hope with a nuclear response." Osbui Zy424 commented, "What happens if Russia launches 5 tactical nukes, 3 blow up intercepted in the atmosphere, 1 detonates on the launch pad inside Russia, and only 1 hits the target and destroys 3 tanks and 2 artillery systems? How will Russia handle that extra layer of humiliation?" Hossa Puffy Nips commented, "Inhale O. You know Ukraine is big, and Russia destroying another Bakhmut or Mariupol with nukes won't save Russian army from defeat, right? But then there's enough French subs and British ICBMs to make sure Russia is a nuclear wasteland when they retaliate. So Russia won't nuke." A user Tijon Windamet commented, "Putin is on notice that in case of a nuclear attack on Ukraine, no matter how small, NATO will bomb Russian forces in Ukraine to smithereens. Said smithereens will then be swept out of Ukraine by Ukrainian forces. Putin won't dare. If he does, he loses. Bigly." A user on Neural Antipathy commented, "Sooner or later Putin will be overthrown and the war will end. And if Putin tried to use a nuke, we would smoke Russia, you silly clown." A user RXPostLurker commented, "Nuclear weapons require extreme amounts of care and feeding, and Russia has shown they're not up to the task. Their warheads are probably more dirty bomb than nuclear bomb these days. Awful in its own right, though." A user ArtNote191 commented, "Heh heh heh, like Putler is the only one who has nuclear weapons. And even without that, Ukraine has enough radioactive waste to make whole Rusia's European part a desert." A user Nanajoli25 commented, "Have you ever heard about anti-nuclear weapons? Apparently every nuclear ship, submarine, or launch area have weapons directed to it. US have directed to China, Russia, etc., and China has directed to Russia and USA. Any launch of big rockets will activate it." How Olivier Nowak77 commented, "Simply put, no. China and India have made it clear that resorting to nuclear weapons is a red line. Also, the US military had a phone call with Russia, warning them what would happen in case the Russian Black Sea Fleet would cease to exist." Sunshine and Hap commented, "I think Ukraine has had enough of its cities and population being decimated. The world has had enough of seeing this despicable destruction. Time to tell Russia, we all have had enough of Russians killing innocent people and attacking a sovereign nation. Thanks for watching. Please do subscribe for more news like this.